Hey, great job today. Feedback video number 2. Why I think that is horrible feedback. When we give feedback, think about the reason why. We're letting someone know they did something really positive, maybe negative. The reason for the feedback, though, is so they understand there's a behavior that maybe they should repeat or sometimes stop. There's a wonderful model called the SBI Model. Consider the following scenario. It's the end of a long workday. You're on your way out and a colleague says to you, "Hey, great job today." Well, that feels really good, doesn't it? But what was it that you did that was so great? Today's been a long day. So while it's wonderful to receive that, it's also an empty platitude. Think of this. It's been a long day. You're on your way out and a colleague stops you and says, "Hey, you did a really effective job in this morning's presentation. The analogy you used, for the first time, I understand the scope of this process change that we're facing. Thank you." Which one is going to resonate? Maybe it seems like a bit of word salad to you. But ask yourself, if you're going to be giving feedback, if you want to be an effective communicator, shouldn't you be very clear yourself on why you're offering feedback? It took 2.5 sentences to be constructive, clear, and give something actionable to the recipient. Let's look at this model more closely. SBI stands for situation, behavior, impact. The first step is capturing the situation. In our example, we know it took place in the meeting this morning. There could have been many meetings during that day. Secondly, we understand the behavior, describing the behavior. In our recipient's case, it was the analogy they used. So now they understand specifically what part of the presentation was most effective. And then lastly, we explain the impact. Our recipient understands that that analogy worked. For this other person in the audience, they were struggling and maybe didn't want to admit to anyone they couldn't really understand the concepts. Now, the person receiving this feedback understands exactly what they said and where they said it. They understand the positive nature, how it was received. So perhaps going forward, they're going to rely on more analogies. They know this has been an effective way for them to communicate. This is a behavior they should repeat. And this is short. It's very concise statements. So remember, capture the situation, describe the behavior, and explain the impact. Now, this was an example of positive feedback. Sometimes we have to deliver feedback that is negative. That's a video unto itself, where I will describe why SBI is effective for negative feedback situations, and personally, why I feel you should never be comfortable delivering negative feedback.